recently it just got announced that my manager was leaving the team already, and it was his first season with the team and he's leaving after 4 games, you understand? So today I'll be teaching you how to succeed under a new manager, how to impress a new manager that's coming in, whether you're joining a new team or whether, like in my situation, you're already on a team and then a new manager is coming in. So this video will be a video for the young players, you understand? The young players who are currently playing youth football but they have aspirations of playing in men's football. So when you go into a men's team, there's a stigma of young players, you understand? Coaches are very hesitant to give young players opportunity. They'll give you an opportunity if they see that you're talented. However, if you make mistakes, if they see, you know, you're doing certain things wrong, like you're turning up late to training, they're gonna label it as he's got attitude problem. Coaches are sort of looking for any opportunity not to play you. If you complain about something, oh, he's got an attitude problem. If you don't pass the ball, for example, if you're a dribbler, you like to express yourself on the ball, they're gonna be like, oh, he doesn't pass the ball, he's greedy, he's got an attitude problem, he's not a team first player. There's a lot of that when you get to, you know, the men's game. So you don't want to stifle yourself to a point where you're not even the same player anymore. Like I just used it in the example there. If you're a flair player and you like to, you know, express yourself on the ball, you like to take people on, which may result in you losing the ball a couple of times, I'm going to be teaching you how to, you know, still keep that side of your game while still, you know, being on the good side of your manager. And the first thing is that you don't want to stand out for the bad things. You want to just do the basic things correctly. Just turn up on time to training. Work hard in training. Literally, let's say you're a winger, you're a young player, let's say you're 17, 18 going to a first team. If you lose the ball, just show the intent that you want to get it back. And while the coach is talking, don't do anything mad. You might just be, you know, you're just sort of like a nonchalant type of player. However, your coach might see that, he might see your facial expressions on the football pitch and be like, oh nah, this guy, he doesn't care enough, he doesn't mean enough to him. They'll start putting all these labels onto you. So in my opinion, the first thing, just get the basics right. Just turn up early, just listen, don't be stubborn. If guys are telling you release the ball or pass forward more or pass backwards more or keep it simple more, just keep it simple to start with, and then you can sort of integrate your play style later on down the line once you've actually gained your coach's trust, gained maybe your older teammates' trust. So the second thing you need to do, you need to identify what your new manager actually likes out of his players. Pick up on what he praises from players. Is he a manager where he praises players when they play simple? Does he, in his team talks, does he really emphasize, you know, one touch, move the ball, you know, playing 2 touches? Does he really emphasize, you know, simple passes? Does he emphasize hard work about how you have to cover ground, how you have to, you know, you win the ball back? I've realized this. Whatever the coach likes, you'll see from his team selections. You have to sort of see what attributes the coach likes and then sort of mold your game. Like I said early on, just sort of mold your game and show the coach that you have those attributes so you can actually get onto the pitch at first. Let's look at Arsenal, for example. Right now, they've got a guy, in my opinion, he's one of the, you know, the most talented young players on their team is Ethan Nwaneri, you understand? I feel like anytime I see Nwaneri play, I can tell his technique, his dribbling, he's got a clean shot on him, he can pass, he can really do everything. However, Nwaneri, he's not starting games. Who's starting games? It's guys like Martinelli, it's guys like Madueke on the wing. Even when Saka was injured, you look at the game against Liverpool that just recently happened, Nwaneri didn't see the pitch. If you look at the 2 wingers that Arteta started, it was Madueke out right and it was Martinelli out left. Now, what do these 2 have in common that Nwaneri doesn't really have? It's the work rate. Because what does Arteta like from his wingers? He likes his wingers to be up and down doing their defensive duty, and maybe he doesn't feel like Nwaneri has that sort of work rate as opposed to a Martinelli, as opposed to a Madueke. Despite him, in my opinion, being more talented, being a more technically gifted player who can bring more to, you know, the Arsenal attack, yo, who did Arteta go with? He went with Madueke and Martinelli. Look what your manager praises, look what he likes, what type of style of player that he likes in each position, depending on what position you play in, and then sort of show him that you have that side to your game. Like if he likes his strikers, you know, running in behind, maybe you're not a striker who runs in behind normally, but show him from time to time, yo, I still have that ability to, you know, run channels in my game, and then you can show him also, okay, cool, also I like to hold the ball up, link up the play, drop deep, and then we go from there. Because even though you might be a better player than someone else, simply because they do one thing that the coach likes better than you, they'll get minutes, you understand? I remember I had a teammate where pre-season and the first sort of 2-3 games of the season, he started every single game, and our manager would always be like, yo, he's the most talented player in the whole squad. You know, he'd say that out loud to everyone in the changing room. He'd be like, yo, He'll say, yo, bro, you're the most talented player in this change room. But the problem with you is that you don't pass the ball. You like to take 5-6 touches and slow down the whole game, and then maybe you give it away sometimes. He's like, yo, get the ball, go at your man, and then put it across. Or get the ball, if there's nothing on, pass it back or pass it inside to the centre midfielders. He was a young winger. He kept giving this guy chance after chance after chance after chance. I'm pretty sure we played like 6 preseason games and then the first 2 games of the season. So he gave him 8 starts. He's like, and every single time, you know, the guy would never listen. He'll still take too many touches, and you hear the gaffer on the sidelines being, yo, pass the ball, and he'd tell him every single time. The manager just eventually got fed up, and then what happened? His game time started to decrease. He started being on the bench, or when he started to be the first guy subbed off. Even though, like I said, he was the most talented player there, other wingers started ahead of him. Because what did other wingers do? Despite them being less flary, less techie, just less gifted, with less ability, they did the simple things. When the gaffer told them, yo, pass the ball in, there's nothing on, pass the ball inside, they passed the ball inside. When the gaffer said, make a running behind, they made the running behind, which led to them starting more games. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do every single thing to a T, what your manager says, like you're a robot or something. I'm just saying to you that, yo, show him that you can take instructions, that you have the ability to listen, and then after, when you've sort of gained his trust, maybe after a game, after 2 games, along with a few training sessions, and then you can start to, you know, really show yourself. If you're a winger, now you can pull out the step overs, now you can start to go past people, now you can start taking more risk on the football, you understand? For that, you know, initial bedding in period with the new manager, just so that you can take on instructions and don't stand out from a negative standpoint.